Good afternoon and welcome to Devils in Red 59. My name is Steve and today is Friday, the start of yet another weekend. I'd like to start off this video today by absolutely thanking everyone that viewed my last video. It's been my most viewed video since I started, and obviously I was over the moon with the amount of views that it's had, so I would like to thank everybody that took the time to view that video, and also the people that hit the like button and put in comments to it as well as the new subscribers. It was more than I could imagine. It was more than I could hope for. So I would like to thank everybody involved in that. And please continue to smash a like and view the videos and subscribe and share the videos with your friends and so forth, because it all helps get my numbers up. But I'd like to just say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for all the views and the time that you took to view them. Okay, we're going to be starting on a few points today. We have got the competition coming up a little bit later in the video, so obviously if you're interested in that, stay tuned for it. But we're starting off with the Michael Carrick speculation that obviously now looks odds on that Michael Carrick is going to get the manager's job at Manchester United. I personally think it's very much deserved, based on the results and everything he's got since he come in and guaranteeing us Champions League football. So I think at the moment, with other managers that were possibly of interest that can't be got at the moment, I think INEOS have gone with the voice of the fans as well as the results. I know it hasn't always been the best attractive football, but this time of the year, results matter more than anything else, and Carrick has actually managed to achieve that with the players that he's got. So I'd like to say, it's just a question of time now whether INEOS decide to announce it before the Nottingham Forest game on Sunday, or whether they announce it after that game, because I believe Michael Carrick will be doing a speech after the game to thank the fans for their support and the players for their support for the 4 months that he's actually been in the job as an interim. So it could well be that on that speech that Michael Carrick has been given permission to say that he's going to be the manager next season. He may not have done so. We'll just have to wait and see for that. But I think with Michael Carrick, if he is going to get the job, if he gets the correct signings, I think that next season the style of play and a better standard of football will hopefully appear. And as I say, I think Michael Carrick at the moment is probably the best fit for the job at the moment, because he has brought stability to the team, to the club. He's took a lot of pressure off the owners, and I think that he's going a long way to him getting the job. So if he does, congratulations to Michael Carrick, and I personally will give him my support and hope that next season, with the right players coming in, he can push on from there and maybe prove some of the other doubters wrong as to, he is the right man to lead us forward. So that's that. There has been talk going around today about a possible big signing being announced within the next few days or so. Now, obviously, from INEOS's point of view, if they're going to announce Carrick as the new manager, I think they'll want to back it up with an announcement of a big signing. And obviously, with the new kits coming out, we're playing in the new home kit, I believe, on Thursday. They'll want to capitalise on that, and obviously, whoever this big signing is, they'll hope for a lot of shirt sales for that first new announcement. So again, we'll have to wait and see whether that materialises. But certain outlets seem to think that it is in the pipeline, and Manchester United have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes and keeping things very, very secret as to who this big signing may be. Now, today, I'm obviously sponsoring my Casemiro shirt that I've got because, as we all know, this will be Casemiro's last home game for Manchester United at Old Trafford, and I hope, because he deserves it very much, to get a good send-off, and I believe that the fans will give him the send-off that is required. Casemiro, there's no doubt in my mind at all that he absolutely adores the club, and I would like to think that in future years that Casemiro could even come back. Hopefully, if Michael Carrick's still here, and become part of the midfield coaching staff, because with the amount of awards and trophies and everything else he's won, not only here but at Real Madrid and so forth, I think he would be a good fit to have on our coaching staff. So, congratulations to Casemiro. Thank you for the years that you've given us. I know the middle couple of years were a bit up and down, but certainly your first year and this year have been outstanding. And I hope, as I say, that the fans and the club come together and give you that send off that you really deserve. So thank you, Casemiro. In reference to this big signing, we've probably all got our views on it. My view at the moment is I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Elliot Anderson, that still remains our number one target, is necessarily going to go to Manchester City, because my view on Manchester City is if Pep was going to be staying with the club for another year or 2 years, whatever, I think that would have been announced. So I think there's an element of doubt there as to whether Pep is going to be staying or going. To me, I think he might be going, because it hasn't been announced either way. And because if he's going and it hasn't been announced, I think that Manchester City are possibly waiting for Elliot Anderson to make his preferred decision as to whether he wants to go to Manchester United or Manchester City. And I think that they're in the hope that if they don't announce at the moment that Pep is going, then obviously Anderson still looks fairly strong to choose Manchester City, albeit I would have thought that Elliot Anderson and his agents would be sort of intelligent enough to turn round if they speak to Manchester and City and say, well, is Pep going to be there or is he going? So I think even at that point they would have to sort of make it known to Elliot Anderson whether he was leaving or not, which then may have an impact on his decision as to whether he goes to the blue or the red side of Manchester City. So, with this big signing that is apparently looming for Manchester United, is it Elliot Anderson? Do they know something that we don't? It would be fantastic if it is Elliot Anderson. But one or two of the players that I'd like to bring into the equation, because obviously you've got Elliot Anderson being number one, Tonali's still on the list, Tuchamino and so forth. Carlos Baleba, he's on there, Fernandes from West Ham. But if you look at the likes of Baleba and Fernandes at West Ham, and obviously Baleba's at Brighton, both those players are gettable. Now, Baleba's not involved in the World Cup, and we all know that Manchester United like to try and grab a bargain, so I don't think there's an immediate pressure on there for Manchester United to do the deal with Brighton and Carlos Baleba. It's well known that we wanted him last season. It's well known that personal terms and contract was agreed with his agents and the players. So obviously that's not going to be a problem. But I think it's still going to come down to what Brighton consider they want for him, because Brighton still haven't named a figure. Last year it was in the region of 100 million, and I believe that Manchester United don't want to pay any more than about 70 million now. I wouldn't class Carlos Baleba as our main Casemiro replacement by any means. So I think Manchester United taking the view that he's not involved in the World Cup and the pressure's not on. There's not other interest from other clubs for Carlos Baleba. I think Manchester United will possibly take their time on that deal if they're still going to go for him and negotiate over a number of weeks trying to get the best price possible for him. Now, I know on other outlets for Manchester United, you know, a lot of the fans are saying that they think this anonymous big signing is Carlos Baleba, but I don't think it will be. No, I don't know whether Fernandes at West Ham is involved in the World Cup. I think he is, because I think he's Portuguese, isn't he? So he will be involved in the Portuguese World Cup, I would imagine. So probably the pressure is on a little bit more if Manchester United do want to go for him, to try and get that deal done over the course of the next few days. And I think where everything lies with that is obviously West Ham when they play this week. If they lose, then, you know, they're relegated. So I think that's what Manchester United could be waiting for in respect to the West Ham result. And if they are losing that game and they're relegated, then I think that they could make a fast move on Fernandes from West Ham. Now, I believe that West Ham paid about 38 or 40 million pound for him last year, and it's been reported that it could be double plus 4 million in add-ons. So obviously you would be sort of 76,000 plus 4,000. 76 million plus 4 million in add-ons, taking it up round about the 80 million. So I don't know what your thoughts on it. I have watched him a little bit more in recent games since we've been connected to him, and I think he's a really classy player. The way he gets involved on him is a bit like Bruno. You know, he takes a lot of the free kicks and corners and penalties and so forth like that. So whether Manchester United do go for him and think, well, you know, we've got time to bring him in and give him a couple of years playing under Bruno so he can be Bruno's successor, maybe. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But I quite favour Fernandes from West Ham, and I think that if there's a quick deal to be done and a quick announcement before the end of the season, it wouldn't surprise me very much whether it's going to be the likes of Fernandes. Now, obviously, Tonali at Newcastle, he's on our eye on our list, albeit it keeps coming out about Manchester United still have concerns about his gambling issue that he had a couple of seasons ago. But I think he's come back from that, and he's obviously proved himself that he's knuckled down and moving on. Human beings, they all do make mistakes at times, and it's whether you learn by them, and it would appear that Tonali has learnt by his gambling mistake, and he's sort of rectified that. Where another situation comes with Tonali is Italy are not involved in the World Cup either. So again, Manchester United may feel that if they have to wait for a decision on Elliot Anderson and it doesn't go their way, then they still have a little bit of cushion time to maybe go for Tonali as he's not involved in the World Cup. So, you know, Tonali, Baleba not involved in the World Cup. I'd be very, very surprised if they are going to be the surprise announcement. I'm hoping that this big surprise announcement will be Elliot Anderson, because I think Elliot Anderson will want it one way or the other sorted out before he goes to the World Cup so that he knows where he's coming back to. So, you know, if he is to us all well and good, if he's going to City, then at least we can move on. The last thing we want is to, you know, have to wait for Elliot Anderson to finish at the World Cup. in order to find out whether he's coming to us or City, because at the end of the day, other targets we may have been interested in may have gone by then. So I think that Elliot Anderson will be resolved one way or the other before the end of the season. And I think he'll certainly make his choice as to whether it's the red or the blue part of Manchester. And obviously, it might be a case that he then goes to the World Cup and sorts out all his paperwork and bits and pieces when he gets back from there. But at least the club that want him will know they've got him, and Elliot Anderson will know where he's going. So I think that's how the ground lines at the moment with him. Tuchemini, again, Real Madrid, they haven't yet, I believe, confirmed who the manager is going to be. The speculation that it's going to be Jose Romania, Jose, and obviously if it is, Jose will probably want to go in there and say, well, look, I want to look at the midfield to see if I want to change it, or if I do, who I want to let go and who I want to bring in. So again, there could be a bit of a delay there going into the World Cup or even after the World Cup. So again, on that one, we'll have to wait and see. If you haven't yet smashed a like on the video, please do so, and share and get in the comments and subscribe, because again, as I say, we are trying to build the community, and we're very pleased with the last video, so we hope that this one can continue on from that. Having spoken about Michael Carrick and potential players coming in and so forth, I think the onus now, as I said in my last video, has got to be very much put on INEOS, because INEOS can no longer hide behind the managers being sacked. This, if they appoint Michael Carrick, is going to be their decision. Jim Ratcliffe apparently has got to sign this decision off, so the onus will be firmly on his shoulders. So obviously it's down to INEOS now to make the correct signings and get these signings done as quick as possible. I know some of the players that we might sign will be involved in the World Cup, and they probably won't join us till the back end of July or even the beginning of August. But we need to know who they are and how we're moving forward. And I'm sure Michael Carrick, if he's got the job, he'll also want to know who his midfielders are, so he can start putting his plans together for pre-season, albeit some of them won't be involved. I mean, not everybody's going to get through to the quarters, semis, and the final, so perhaps one or two of them might be coming back earlier, and people think, have the holidays and join us a bit earlier. So we really need to nail that down. But again, my message to INEOS is, this is now on you, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Barada and Wilcox. The signings of last season, they were pretty good signings. They've come in and done a job and showed some improvement, and they're part of us getting into the Champions League this year. But this year is absolutely crucial, and the fans, they're going to be watching you. The media are going to be watching you. We don't want none of this crap coming out after the end of the season about we've got to sell to buy and we haven't got that much money in this, that, and the other, because you have got money. We've already done it on previous videos where the money's coming from. We don't want Rashford back. You've either got to get the money for him from Barcelona, or you've got to find somebody that's going to be prepared to pay it. And the same as Onana, they're probably nice guys, but at the end of the day, they're not Manchester United players, and they've got to go, because all their wage savings will contribute towards us having a better summer. So INEOS, my eyes are on you, the fans' eyes are on you, and the media's eyes are on you. So don't come up with any more excuses. Get the money in place, get the players that we need to push us to the next level. Because if you don't bring in the right players, Michael Carrick will fail before he starts. and you're appointed him, so you have got to back him and back him big. Give him the players he needs, INEOS. Right, enough of that. We're running our competition again, whereby you can win a Devils in Red 59 t-shirt. It's got the Devils in Red 59 t-shirt on the one breast and the 1958 mid clock on the opposite breast. Now, the question for that one, and for you to enter the competition, it will be in the link for the description competition, obviously, for you to enter. And the first question, which will be Q1A for the t-shirt, is which two players missed the 1999 Champions League final? Which two players missed the 1999 Champions League final? So that will be question 1A. Question 2B is, prior to David Beckham wearing the history of the number 7 shirt, what shirt number did he wear prior to getting the number 7 shirt? Now, there are two numbers, so either or will be acceptable. But what number did David Beckham wear prior to getting the number 7 shirt? And that question will go to for the baseball cap, the Devils in Red 59 baseball cap. So get in the link in the bottom to answer those questions. If you only want the one, i.e. the t-shirt, that will be question 1A, and that was, which two players missed the 1999 Champions League final? Which two players missed the 1999 Champions League final? And that's for the t-shirt. For the baseball cap, Devils in Red 59 baseball cap, it is, what shirt number did David Beckham wear prior to be given the classic number 7? Which number did David Beckham wear prior to getting the classic number 7 t-shirt number, sorry. Again, I would just like to thank everyone for the views, the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. Thank you very, very much, and I will speak to you again very shortly. And we've got Nottingham Forest on Sunday, I believe. Sunday, yes. And we want to go out, give Casemiro the departure that he deserves, and we still want to go out and get those 3 points, because I'm sure Michael Carrick and the team want to finish the season on an high. So let's just hope that the next 2 games we can get 3 points on each and finish on our best point tally for a long, long time, and we've done it in half a season. So thank you again for everybody. Please smash a like, share the video, subscribe, turn on your notifications for future videos, and I'll speak to you again shortly. Thank you.